Jasmine.
And I'm Brandon.
And we have some TV and movie news for you this week.
We do. Some Oldboy news. Spike Lee's Oldboy American adaptation. Looks like Rooney Mara, who's going to be in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I guess was in The Social Network, is supposedly the front runner for the female role in Oldboy.
Which is awesome. She'll be actually joining the already confirmed Josh Brolin, which I think is actually going to be really, really cool. Josh Brolin is an amazing actor, and if you've ever seen Oldboy, I think he can really pull off.
I can really see that
main
fitting
part. Yeah, oh yeah.
But someone else who's in talks is Christian Bale is reported to be the villain.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
I'd love to see the two of them.
Right?
Just that
going back and forth
dynamic.
in that end scene with, in the apartment. Oh man, that would be insane.
But so far, you know, I've said before, I'm not a fan of remakes of foreign films.
Neither am I. But I think this one, it's such a good story concept.
So far, it really looks like it's coming together nicely.
Yeah, it looks like it could be transferred over to like American dialect, American like sensibilities.
Yeah.
Really, really easily. I mean, it's not really like Korean sensibilities in that, but.
And once again, it is Spike Lee, and I feel that he is definitely the type of director who would go with the same controversial route. That,
oh yeah.
So you know that's the
Spike Lee got this shit. Man.
That's the cool thing. That's the thing that's pulling me back into be excited about this movie. Well, it looks like we're getting Steve Carell in yet another movie. This time, it looks like a crime drama called Foxcatcher.
I'm on board because with these type of weird roles, Steve Carell seems to smash them. I mean, he does them perfectly.
He's very good at being that quirky.
Yeah, he's not just a comedian.
Oddball.
He's not just a comedian.
Oh, when he does his more serious movies, I'm actually, because when first all he had was Brick in The Office, and you're like, that guy, and then he actually surprises you sometimes with his range, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one looks like a little more of a serious movie.
Yeah, it's the story about a man who has schizophrenia, who opens up a gym, and he ends up killing one of his best friends, an Olympic medalist. And this is a true story, and that's who Steve Carell wants to play, the schizophrenic
I think it's
guy.
cool that he's turned down roles before too. He was offered the lead role of Moneyball, which is something I didn't know. But it's cool that he's only going into these things thinking, I can do that, or that's not for me. So
well, apparently he's actually wanting to play this role. He's actually sought after this role.
That's really cool.
So yeah, that's cool. I mean, he picks his roles very carefully. So I mean, if anything, he's proved that in his previous stuff. So I mean, I'm excited, especially to have Steve Carell playing a schizophrenic.
Oh, I really can't, especially if he wants. That always helps with a movie, is whenever an actor wants to play that part.
Yeah.
So, it means he's got something planned for it, so I'm definitely on board.
So are you guys on board, or you just want to see him play some more Michael? Tell us in the comments below.
Here's a story I didn't see coming. It looks like the Playboy Club got canceled.
Damn.
When I say I didn't see it coming, I mean I absolutely saw this coming.
Did you even see the show?
I watched maybe 15 minutes of it, and it didn't hold my interest.
I watched the last half hour of the first episode, and
seeing the previews for it, it was one of those things that I caught it because I just happened to be flipping through the channels, and I literally got to that commercial, and then like, whatever, I don't know.
You changed the channel. There was nothing to draw me back into the show. It had a cool sets. It had very cool costume design. It was a cool era. I like the concept of it.
I love the concept. I love the era and everything.
It was executed properly. Yeah.
It just seemed forced.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like we're in that age of TV shows. I mean, you got your good ones.
We have great ones.
And it seems like everything else is just following suit of the good ones.
NBC has so many great shows that they don't have enough exposure. They don't people talk about them. Like Parks and Rec is one of my favorite shows. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
The show's great.
But I don't think enough people watch it. I think people really need to give it a chance.
Well, I mean, more people watch it than they watch the Playboy Club.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So
that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what else gets chopped. I kind of predicted last year. I predicted Hawaii 5-0, and that got renewed.
Yeah, that one's actually doing pretty good.
So I was gonna say Charlie's Angels was probably gonna get canceled, but
I would think so. But with people being as dumb as they are sometimes, it'll probably stay on. So there was a show that I think is probably gonna get canceled. I really don't want it to because it has some really good actors in it. Hank Azaria's the star of it. It's Free Agents, and it's about art marketing executives who've just been divorced or things like that, and they're having like crazy sexual affairs, and it's funny and it's jokey and it's cool, but
And it's Hank Azaria.
it's Hank Azaria, so it's actually really, really good, but it just doesn't seem like it's getting that much exposure. Hank Azaria, I follow him on Twitter. He actually said, watch it. He's like, tune in this
Please.
Wednesday because it'll probably be the last time you can do it. So,
Wow.
I mean, he's been in the TV business for years. He knows how it is,
exactly
but
how it works. So
it sucks to see it go that way, but
Well,
I really hope it gets some exposure. Let us know if you guys have seen any shows this fall that you've kind of
what you think are going to
what
be
you think is
canceled?
awesome. So I was really skeptical with this, especially since it's a classic and I love it. But Lion King 3D has actually kind of hit the ball out of the park, and it's made $80 million so far in the box office.
Begrudgingly.
Which is pretty awesome. I'm not behind 3D. I hate 3D, but having a family member that went to go see this, my little brother just recently went to go see it, and he said it was actually really, really good. And coming from him, he hits 3D just as much as I do, but he grew up with this movie. This movie was out when he was like 3, so he didn't want to see it bastardized, and he actually kind of gave it the stamp of approval.
I think older movies in 3D, other older animated movies are totally fine. I understand there are younger kids who haven't seen them, and it's animated, so it's a little bit different. But what Disney is doing now
With the success of Lion King, it looks
is
like
killing me.
yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid in 3D, which I can get behind.
Okay, to an extent,
To an
under the
extent.
sea. All
It's
right,
coming
I got
back
it.
out. People younger kids can see it on the big screen, which is a totally different experience than watching it on like the little kitchen TV.
Yeah.
But the ones that I'm kind of dreading is Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc.
I see why they're doing it. They have very 3D capable moments, like in Monsters Inc. with the doors and everything.
That
and
would actually be trippy.
it probably would be, but at the same time, that is a 3D animated movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I'm
defeats
totally,
the purpose.
I'm totally with you on that. It's just not old enough for me. It's still too fresh in my mind. It's
Yeah.
still too fresh in a lot of kids' minds because they're still watching it. It's one of the newer movies. It's easy for little kids to get into it. One thing I'm excited for, the swim through part where they're going through like when Nemo's
The
going to
coral
school,
reef.
the coral reef that they live in. I think that could be really, really breathtaking,
Yeah.
especially just being that you're like surrounded by all these fish. It could really give you that sense of being like in an aquarium. I think that'd be really cool. But other than that, I can't say I'm excited for this.
I'm not at all, not gonna lie.
Let us know what you guys think though.
Something we don't do a lot of news for is The Simpsons.
Usually there's no news.
Yeah, it's a repetitive show. It's been on for years,
It's
literally.
older than
I mean,
me.
decades, in fact.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of news around the show, but apparently there may be some bad news
Dun, dun,
coming
dun.
out.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Let me go for it. I'll take it. Fox wants to cut their budget by 45%, which is ridiculous because the show's been around for so long. It's sort of like a professor reaching tenure. Like, these people work hard. They've created a huge brand that everyone loves. It's a staple of everyone's childhood or adolescence or adulthood in some way. So they deserve to make the money that they make. That's a huge, huge cut, and that is ridiculous.
And nobody takes that cut lightly, especially in show business. I mean, it's in show business, it's like
That's a slap in the
cuts are like they're non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And these people will just get up and leave before taking a 45% cut.
My issue here is that what is Fox really paying for? That they need to cut this much money.
Yeah.
Family Guy, which they've canceled twice now, The Cleveland Show, any good show that they've had coming out that we've seen trailers for, like Lock and Key and stuff, have gotten canceled. So I can understand they wanted to spend this money on good shows, but they're not. They're just being greedy.
Yeah, I completely agree because Simpsons, in my opinion, needs to remain untouched.
I agree.
It's a perfect cartoon for Sunday nights that you just can unwind to. It's hilarious. It's still, it's far funnier than it was in the beginning, and you just only watch it grow. I have a lot of respect for Simpsons, and I just think they need to lay off.
I agree. There is a reason why I steal 3D glasses when I get forced to go to 3D movies. Do you know why that is?
Why would that be?
Because 3D movies are extremely overpriced. And if you go to a movie and you have your glasses already, it's only like $9 to see your film. It's the same regular price. Therefore, it's a bargain. What they're doing now, or what Sony is doing now, is charging for 3D glasses because they are greedy.
You know what? This is actually the best news I've heard in a while.
I agree.
Because I think now, on top of paying that extra money you pay to go see a 3D movie, you're now going to actually have to you're going to get charged the price of the 3D glasses, which hopefully means people stop going to 3D movies.
I'm thinking about it, and at least movies here are like $17 when you go see 3D movies.
Which is absurd.
So maybe they'll cap out like 20 something, and people will stop going to see them, and then 3D will die, and people will jump off the 3D chain.
Yeah, that or all of you are going to go to a 3D movie this week and keep the glasses. Which,
One or the other. Do what I do.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I kind of hope this is the first nail in the coffin of 3D films.
So much.
Can only cross our fingers. All right, that is all our TV and movie news this week. But until next week, be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube page, as well as checking out nerdlocker.com. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jasmine.
And we'll see you next week for even more TV and movie news.